1, 2, 3.
Fuck it! It's a bum!
That's your intro. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Outlap, episode 0.4. Still not at 1 yet, but we're getting there. We're working on it. This week we have a bit of a lighter cast, a little bit less chaotic than it normally is. So I'm DriveThrough, of course. I'm on the show. With me I've got Trace Rider, CodyHGaming, and Rusty Walrus. We talk a lot about the fantastic weekend that was the German Grand Prix in Formula 1. Then about halfway through the show, we're going to switch on over to NASCAR, talk a little bit about Pocono, and we're going to talk a lot about the exact moment when Jimmie Johnson went from a champion and a race winner to barely getting any top 5 finishes. Seriously, I think we're onto something here. There's not a lot of people that have talked about this, but we might have found the turning point in Jimmie's career. And then we're going to talk about how we can make Pocono a better track. I hope you all enjoy this week's show. This is Team Wholesome Takeover, baby. This is a calm version of the Outlap you know and love.
Until Caleb inexplicably shows up and ruins it all.
No one wants to hear from Caleb.
Just kidding, Caleb. We love you.
Do we though?
Yes.
Anyways, racing, because that's why we're here. Dude, what a friggin' month to be a race fan. Like, July has been fantastic. NASCAR has been like
NASCAR races in a row.
3 amazing NASCAR races in a row. 3 amazing Formula 1 races in a row. Plus, IndyCar had this great finish at Mid-Ohio, even though I wasn't watching that.
Stadium super trucks are always putting on a good show.
Always. Dude, it's just a good time. Germany is like, oh man, we've been waiting like 2 or 3 years now to get a proper chaotic like wet race, or at least something with changing conditions.
And it was certainly changing.
Oh man, I love it. Because
what a way to start the race though. Like they took they took 3 laps under safety car, and then they went to a standing start in the rain, and it was
You totally cut off there.
God damn it.
But it contributed to the joke. Sorry, I'm eating wontons right now. Like the closest we've seen to this was sort of Germany last year when it was like, oh, it might rain, and then Sebastian biffed it, and there was a bit of rain, and then the race ended, and then there was a goddamn thunderstorm. It was like,
I'm not saying, I'm just saying, I may or may not have called the Mercedes crumble out loud.
Yeah?
Because I said last year the German Grand Prix is when Ferrari fell apart. So I'm not saying, I'm just saying. I might be right.
People are already talking about how like this may turn the season around. First Austria and now this. Like, Verstappen is fully closing in on Hamilton's point lead.
While I would love to see that happen, because anybody but Lewis Hamilton should win the title, if we're being honest.
Everyone knows
Max,
Hamilton's going to win it, let's face it.
Max isn't overly optimistic. He's even quoted in saying, or not, I'm not quoting directly, but he's been saying that Mercedes is still far and beyond where everybody else in the field is right now. They just got lucky at Germany.
Yeah.
But you know what they say, it's better lucky than good.
Is it?
Depends on the situation.
I mean, if you've seen the replacements with Keanu Reeves, then yeah. But can we... Oh my god, I have so much to say about that race.
There is like... there's a list of drivers who could have had an amazing day had they not binned it. And I think Valtteri Bottas is at the top of that. Dude could have closed in to like being back in contention for the championship. And he just... Oh man, he made the exact same mistake Lewis made, but then hit the wall.
one up from Valtteri is Charles Leclerc.
Oh my god.
It was his race to lose,
Dude, his radio
and he lost it.
his radio message after that was so sad. Like he hit the wall and he was like, "Oh, come on, Charles." And I was like, "Oh, my heart."
It hurt me a lot because it reminded me of Vettel's radio after he.
It was exactly like that. It was like, "Hey,"
he was like crying on the radio.
God, he was in position. He'd stopped before Hamilton. He was faster, and then he binned it.
Slicks were the wrong call.
And then Hamilton binned it, and that was glorious. Dude, when he comes into the pits and the Mercedes guys are like just scrambling around trying to deal with this, that was just I love to see it.
I was visibly excited during that whole thing. Like I had it on at work, and I'm like all but jumping up and down at the teller line, watching this happen, watching them not have a wing, watching them not have the right tires, watch them grab the wrong tires, watch them get the right tires out, watch them have a problem with the air. It was amazing. Loved every second of it.
Someone
best 30 seconds of F1 this season so far.
Someone on 30. That was 50 seconds in the pit box.
Even better.
Someone on Reddit. I'm gonna put a link in the bottom. Someone put the Benny Hill music over that pit stop. It's so good. It's so wacky. Yeah.
The yakety sax.
The yakety sax. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
And he got a penalty for missing the commitment cone.
Yeah, he did.
Which is a rule they made for him because he missed it last year.
Can we talk to can we also I want to enjoy the moment of saying that Mercedes didn't earn any points this weekend on merit.
Yeah, okay.
On merit.
Yeah. All right.
And that was a high that I rode the rest of Sunday.
Dude,
that Mercedes finished out of the points.
Using the NFL as a comparison, just because I don't know too much about racing, this race seems to be like people getting excited if the Patriots have a week 3 regular season loss.
It's funny you say that. I actually broke my boss and friend who I've been trying to get into Formula One. I explained the race to him as it was happening in football terms. The New England Patriots dominate the first half of the season, the NFL regular season. Then they lose out the rest of the season and don't even make the playoffs. And then the freaking Miami Dolphins become the #1 team in the league, only to finish second to the Houston Texans.
Because I was looking up all this stuff about Mercedes having this terrible weekend, and I looked up the points afterwards. It's Hamilton and that Bottas guy are still just far and away next to.
Was it the first
away from third
first
place?
5 races? They finished first and second in every single race.
And it's still a lot of there's still a lot of seasons left though.
6 or 7 wins already.
Vettel was up by a lot going into the German Grand Prix as well.
Who has the record for most wins in a season? Schumacher.
Schumacher
11.
I think so.
Doesn't Hamilton have 7 wins right now?
No, I think Hamilton took it in the early 2014, 2015s because they just straight up did more races than they used to. So it's kind of a skewed stat.
Hold on. Most wins in a season is 13. Michael Schumacher in 2004 and Sebastian Vettel in 2013.
Oh yeah, 2013 was not a very fun year either. That was the height of the Red Bull domination. It was weird. 2010 it was a close battle. 2011 Red Bull dominated. 2012 it was a close battle, and 2013 Red Bull dominated. They were sort of on and off. But I mean, now we have Mercedes every goddamn year.
And it's just the worst.
These little gems, Austria and this, I like them. They're great. Most wins in a season by a team is Mercedes. 2016, they have 19 wins out of 21 races.
Yawn.
That's disgusting. 90.5%.
Vettel holds the record for most consecutive wins at 9 in 2013.
I told you, man. 2013 was not a fun year.
Man, if this is the downturn for Mercedes for the rest of the season, and I don't even care, like I don't care who wins the drivers championship or the constructors championship, if Mercedes just like drops both after this race, I'm gonna go play the lottery, and I will see you all when I make enough to retire.
Dude, I'll throw a goddamn party.
I'm already throwing a party, and all they did was not finish out of the points in one race.
All they did was both bin their cars.
Stupid special liveries too. I hated those things. Oh my god, they're awful.
What's a livery?
Liveries, whatever.
Even I know that.
Whatever. Tomato, tomato, GIF, GIF, whatever.
It's a gift, by the
Anyway, it was ugly, is what I'm saying.
Sorry, I'm eating again. Give me a sec.
I felt bad for Hulk too. Dude,
Every
keeps
time.
it clean.
Keeps
it clean. Gets into a podium position.
Dude, oh my god. It's just like
In his home Grand Prix.
It's just like 2012 Brazil. It was like, oh my god, it's a wet race. Hulk is doing amazing. He was fully like, he was in position to win the race. And then just crashed. Straight up binned it. And everyone's like, what?
Was he really in position to win, though?
2012 Brazil? Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the...
No, not today. He was in position to get a podium, and then it was like, well, I guess he'll keep that streak going of the most races without being on the podium.
Poor guy.
See, like the
He's a
Michael
great driver,
Waltrip
too.
of Formula One.
Yeah, Michael Waltrip actually wins races. He hasn't gotten a single podium.
Oof.
Not the first 462, he didn't.
Yeah.
Hey, I'd like to turn this discussion to my favorite subject of Formula One, Penis Astley.
Knew where that was going.
So terribly, he was in 14th position. 14th at one point at the start of the race. And then listening to Christian Horner, the pit boss for Red Bull,
yeah.
After the race, was like, oh, he was working his way up the field, That's because people were wrecking. He wasn't working his way up to the field. He was being gifted positions.
He got passed on track by Albon and Toro Rosso.
Yeah, and then he got outdrove by everybody except for the Williams. And I bet if the Williams had pace, even they would outdrive him. Like,
Easily.
It's just it was bad. Oh, speaking of, if the penalties hold, Williams will finally get its first Grand Prix point of 2019 due to Robert Kubica being moved to 10th.
Oh, okay.
But Alpha is appealing their penalties, and it could wind up not holding. But Pierre Gasly, the worst. I think after Hungary, he's out of his seat. There's no way that they keep him in there.
Dude.
I don't know who they put in. I don't know who's. Front runner's got to be Kvyat, because that dude has come back. He's on the podium. He's run strong every week. He's got experience in the top car. He's my number one pick to be next in the Red Bulls.
I don't know if I've ever seen someone in F1 screw away their entire career and then come back like this. Like
3 times.
He went up through the Red Bull Junior program, got a ride in Toro Rosso, did well. They moved him up to the Red Bull team. And then he just wrecked house, destroyed the car, got bumped down to Toro Rosso, got kicked off the team. But then, what was it? Gasly had to race Super Formula, so they're like, wait, no, we need you for one more race. Brought him back in, then kicked him out again. Then I think they cut his contract, and he went to Ferrari and became a simulator driver. And then at the start of the season, Toro Rosso's like, wait, no, we kind of need you again. And now he's on the podium.
And now he's going to be in the Red Bull seat. Like, I would not be surprised if they decide to cut Gasly after the summer seat, if he's not first in line to take that seat. There's no way
No,
they
he's
put
got to
Albon
be.
in that
Albon's
seat.
not ready now. He's only done a few races.
Albon will be in that seat at some point. Probably not this season, and I wouldn't even be surprised if it wasn't next season either.
No, he needs to.
I wonder if they learned their lesson by putting Gasly in the seat too soon.
Well,
they're going to keep him down
had to
in
put
Toro Rosso
Gasly in,
until
though. Like, they had no choice because
It
Ricciardo...
was him or Hartley, and at this point, I would rather have Hartley.
I don't know about that.
I would have... I mean, he couldn't be doing any worse, if we're being honest.
I don't understand. He's such... Like, he had so much hype. He almost won that... He basically won that Super Formula Championship, and then they had it taken away from him. I don't know if you know that story, but back in...
Nor do I care.
I think 2016 or 2017, he was gonna win the championship. and I think he was going into the last race 1 point behind. So he decided to not race F1 and do that Super Formula race, and he was the fastest dude there. And then it rained, and they canceled the event, and they finished the championship, and he ended up second.
Wow.
Oh, that's
If the championship race was that close, they couldn't have like postponed the race.
Apparently not.
Canceling it.
And if I'm correct,
How
let me check.
F1 drive in the wet and then Super Formula doesn't. What is that? That's a bull.
Let me look.
It's like if I put Super NASCAR out there, they better run in the wet.
Let's do it.
I would actually,
Super NASCAR, get on it.
Super NASCAR.
I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this after, during the Pocono race. How much like stock cars race or drive in all conditions, wet, dry, whatever. Why do we not have like why do we not have a oval wet package for these cars? Think about how fun that would be. Be absolute pandemonium. Be awesome.
All right, I'm gonna step back for 1 second just because I looked this up. 2017 Super Formula, he lost by half a point.
How do you lose by half a point?
To some Japanese guy because the 2 races at Suzuka were canceled.
That is, you lose by half a point. Half a point. He's not even good enough to lose by a whole point.
Oh, you know who finished third in that championship, by the way? One Felix Rosenquist.
Oh.
So, you have to feel pretty good, DriveThrough, about a Canadian almost getting a podium. I genuinely like. I crap on Lance Stroll a lot for being a rich daddy's boy.
He is. He absolutely is.
But that was a genuinely good drive by him.
Look,
genuinely good drive. Good call by them.
I'm not a huge Stroll fan because he is a daddy's money boy who did well in Formula 3 and then didn't even go in Formula 2. They literally made a new rule because of him. Like, drivers have to go through F2 now. Or another, like, equivalent series like Super Formula. But he's got these little, like, nuggets of races where he comes out and he puts on, like, a really mature race. Azerbaijan 2017, where he gets a friggin' podium, almost finishes second. Monza that year when he started in second, and then here where he just drives smart and he doesn't do anything stupid. And I mean, he says he made a mistake to let Kvyat by, but I think he was just taking it easy and got like a solid 4th place.
Yeah, he did a good job.
And
I don't think he anticipated Vettel coming from the back of the field to finish second either. But
especially because mid-race, it literally looked like Vettel had a problem. He was stuck behind Raikkonen for most of the race, and then at the end just turned it up and went. I was really surprised by that.
So did he do some kind of weird strategy different from everyone else, or was that just pure driving to go from 20th to second?
Right before that last safety car, he pitted and put slick tires on before everybody else did. So that way, when the safety car came out, everybody else pitted for slick tires, and he was put back on. He came out up front.
So he didn't need to pit.
So, like, essentially, he pitted before the end of the stage to be out at front at the start of the next stage.
Okay.
Well, sort of, except everyone had to pit under green, basically.
Yeah.
He got past pretty quickly, but he was in the lead for a moment.
It was pretty cool. He got credit for leading a lap, I think, because there was a safety.
And it was his call to put the tires on. Like, people went through the radio afterwards because of F1 TV, and the team were like, "Are you sure about that?" And he was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And that was totally.
I mean,
his
they were
call.
out of the. He even said in the post race, he was like, "We were out of the points. We need to take a swing at something." And I said, "Let's go for it," and we went for it. And then they finished 4th. So like, and Checo was out of the race early on. So
what a guy! Oh my god,
he was the only one that could score points, and he did. So like, kudos to him.
This is, I gotta say, it's probably nearing the end to Perez's career here. Like,
which is sad.
He's been a solid midfield driver for so many years. Dude, oh my god, I here I go again. 2012 Malaysia, he was in position to win a race. He actually was. Oh my god, I remember watching this. He was catching, I think it was either Alonso or Massa, by like a second a lap at the end because he'd been easy on his tires, and then he just missed a turn, went wide, finished second, And that was the highlight of his career. And since then, it's just kind of been, he's the most mediocre guy ever.
So he's
That's
the
a genuine
CodyHGaming of Formula One.
What does that mean?
Just a field filler with no spectacular highlights.
Jesus.
Just
I mean, he finished second.
his only
so-
highlights is, oh, he got close this one time.
And I remember the Mexico Grand Prix last year, and he broke, like couldn't finish the race. And that was the race that like none of the Mexican or Spanish-born drivers finished that race.
Yeah,
It
Sainz,
was
Alonso,
the weirdest thing. And it was that was something.
And I think this guy did a season at McLaren too.
I mean,
that was the beginning of the fall. I mean, Kevin Magnussen got a podium in a McLaren. I don't think Perez did.
That's true. It's a shame. It really is. But I think maybe Ocon will take a seat and come back.
I certainly hope so.
Take a
Because
year
oh
off
my
and,
god, like he was straight up better than Perez that whole season. They were teammates.
Yeah, he's the better driver.
He's
the third driver at Mercedes, I think.
Yeah, he's the seat warmer.
Which so interesting that I mean, there's a Canadian driver in the field, but I can't remember the last American driver to
Scott
drive
Speed.
in Formula One. Oh my God, Scott Speed!
Scott Speed, I think
Scott
2008.
banned from iRacing Speed.
Yeah, dude, he got kicked out of Toro Rosso in a pretty bad way too. Like he
love to
just
see-
generally made a mess wherever he went. He was fast. He was
Was
fast.
he intentionally
Or he
trying
was
to
an
wreck people?
asshole.
He's done like every type of motorsport imaginable, but he is a dick.
I would really love to see like Alexander Rossi get a shot in a Formula One car, even if it's just for testing. I want an American driver in the field. I mean, we have an American team. It would be great to have an American driver to root for too. Because like I love Raikkonen, but he's not going to be around for much longer, and he's also currently not going to be winning any races anytime soon in an Alpha. Although I laughed a lot when he was racing Vettel and outdriving him for the couple turns that he was able to until they hit that straight when Vettel just overpowered him.
Oh,
That was fun.
you know who replaced Scott Speed in the seat at Toro Rosso?
Daniel Kvyat.
Sebastian Vettel.
Sebastian Vettel!
And then he won in the Toro Rosso that season too.
Shout out to my
correct
boss
me.
who hates the announcer for Formula One and
What,
how he
Crofty?
says Sebastian Vettel's name. Yeah, he hates how he says Sebastian Vettel. He hates it.
I just
He hates it.
I just hate how he says Antonio Joe the Nazi every time.
Joe the Nazi.
He always says Joe the Nazi. It's
My
not good.
racing reference memory is fuzzy, but is Vettel the guy that won the 4 championships in a row?
Yeah,
Either
2010 through 2013, and now here he is. I mean, I would say he's having a bad season, but he did well in Germany.
It's like the Jimmie Johnson of Formula One. Had a bunch of strings of win in a row, but now he
Damn.
can't win anything.
He still has
Michael
speed.
Schumacher
but,
went
yeah,
15
oh well.
straight seasons with a win. That's ridiculous.
Dude,
You know-
2014, Sebastian Vettel had, I think, like the worst championship defending season ever. I think I've talked about this on the Outlap before.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
That was, oh my god, I'm not over that. He had dominated 4 years in a row, and then he came out and just got beat week in and week out by his rookie teammate. He didn't win a single race that year. He only got 4 podiums.
Who was his rookie teammate?
One young Daniel Ricciardo.
Ooh.
Danny Rick. Feel bad for him too, blowing up like that.
It's always him. No matter what team he's on, it's always
I think
him.
it's the number. The number's cursed.
But he did it for
He really-
Dale.
He does it for Dale.
He actually does
Dale
do it
is
for
like,
Dale,
hey,
by the way.
let me pop that. Yeah, I know. Let me pop that
Is he
number.
number
Let me pop
3?
that motor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same font as Dale, too. Well, it used to
Yeah.
be. Now
It's
that
Austin
he's
Dillon.
He's got the Dale font in a Formula One car.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, hold on, I found it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
I didn't
Austin
know that.
Dillon's kind of reverse italicized.
Dude, oh my god. 2013, what did I say, 2014? Sebastian got like 3 podiums? Yeah.
Yeah, you said
in
4.
4 podiums? In the exact same car. Ricardo got 3 wins and what is this? 6, 7 podiums. In the same car.
That sounds very familiar. Like Max Verstappen winning races and Pierre Gasly not or finishing off the podium.
Pierre Gasly's
Wow.
best finish is still 4th.
God, that's even a bad
His
last
best finish
name.
and his best qualifying were
Ghastly.
gifted to him. Gifted to him. I found that so funny. His best qualifying effort was because of a grid penalty. Somebody else's grid penalty. His best finish was because somebody else got booted from the points because of or and half the field wrecked. Makes me happy. It really does.
It was that one turn in that race that just everyone was sliding.
I
off
love
the
it.
track.
Dude,
There must have been like a puddle building up or something in that one turn.
the drag strip, the slick with like a layer of water on it, I love it. That was fantastic. It's like, it's sort of like, you know, Monaco, where if you screw up a little bit, you're hitting the wall. But here it's like if you screw up a little bit, you're on ice, and then you're hitting a wall and possibly getting stuck.
The worst part about it is that if it wasn't raining, there would be grip out there, because it's like painted to be with that like extra grippy runoff stuff, and then it's if it gets wet, it's just a skating.
Good.
Good.
I put that font there for you, Cody, in the one.
He used to run it early on in the season. He would run it differently. Like they had a white outline and everything. I appreciate it. He does it for Dale.
Dale.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
NASCAR.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, how was
real
that?
quick though, Renault had one of their trucks crash on a highway going to Hungary. So
Oh,
I
his
saw
hauler
that
went
tweet.
through a fence, and it's like hanging off the other side.
it's bad.
It's real
bad.
Like they said, no one is injured. I just want to point that out.
Thankfully.
Yeah,
But they won't comment whether it's cars or engines that are in that truck.
because it's probably
means-
cars.
Yeah.
Either way, it's millions and millions and millions of dollars
Jesus.
through a guardrail on a highway in Hungary.
Can you imagine being that driver? Be like, oh, I'm probably gonna get fired. Can you
Not if
imagine
he-
that
not if he's
call to
not
the
at fault.
boss?
What?
How much you're?
If he's not at fault, he won't be fired.
It's true.
It's true.
Or making that call. Hey, you know how I have to carry I don't know,
Millions of
36
dollars.
times
worth
what I make 36 times what I make in a year to the next race? Is it bad if I don't make it there? And how bad
bad.
is it if none of it's usable? This stuff's insured, right? But anyway, Pocono.
I'll be honest.
You guys have to tell me about the
I-
first stage.
I-
I slept through the first stage.
I slept through almost that whole race because I had stayed up to watch F1.
Fill us in, Rusty. I didn't catch most of it either.
Well, stage one, I mean, was kind of like uneventful. Like the restart or the start of the race was fun. Like the first lap, it just felt fantastic. And kind of the
Yeah.
joke on Twitter was like, lap one was better than the entire June race.
Oh,
Did you guys see Mama diving down like 5 or 6 wide on that first lap?
Yeah.
Just sent it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he
And then
can do that after what happened to him at that track.
Oh yeah, he was just thinking of the last time he ran laps there in a race. He was, oh, I'll just take that same line. It's like what he did going into turn 1.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
a send, isn't it?
Yeah, stage one was kind of uneventful. I think you guys tuned in towards the end of stage two. And that's when I think there were some like single car incidents and just some random stuff going on that caused yellows and kind of caused some different strategy, caused some different action, and a lot of restarts.
Jimmie
And then-
Johnson won a freaking stage.
That's right. He won stage two.
Jimmie
yeah.
goddamn
Okay.
Johnson. His second
Nice.
stage win of his career.
Was that by
Now it
not
now it's
pitting
equal.
or fully on speed?
Yeah, it was strategy.
Oh,
now he's got the same number of stage wins as Ty Dillon.
The better Dylan. I will stand by that fact till the day I die. I have built my grave. I have dug my grave, and I will line it.
I
That was
unfortunately
kind-
only caught the stage
That was
one.
kind of that was kind of the fun point for the fans. You could hear like through the broadcast everybody cheering, and it was like the one good moment for Jimmie fans in the last 2 years. Outside of I guess maybe the I forget
The
what they're
race he,
called.
the race
the
he
Bud
dumped
shootout
Bernard to
too.
win.
Yeah.
the Roval could
The
have
race
been
he
a great
dumped
moment.
somebody. The Roval was a great moment, even though he didn't win.
It's this.
He
no,
went for the win, and I gotta respect that.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't.
He just
That was
choked
not
it.
an act of a champion. He choked it.
That was a choke.
Took
job.
out the
He
leader,
went for the
and he
win.
lost his playoff spot because of it.
I mean, he went for the win, and I respect that.
Do you guys remember on that radioactive when Chad told me, I don't think we made it, bud? And he's just, oh, dang it.
Dude, these are hard.
Jimmie's
years
radio clips are
to
the
be a Jimmie
weirdest.
fan.
His radio clips are always the weirdest.
I've never understood the popularity he has from like kind of this younger fan base. I've never been able to connect with anything he does. Like I respect him, but I don't. I can never like support him like his fans do. I just don't.
Well,
vanilla.
Yeah, I liked him because I was a young child in like 2003, 2004, and I'm like, wow, this dude's winning races. He's cool. Oh my god, he won a champion. Oh, he won another. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, he won 5.
Well, it's kind of like Jeff Gordon. I forget if we talked about this, but it kind of feels like Jeff Gordon when Jeff Gordon was on fire. Like some of my buddies when I was growing up were obsessed with Jeff Gordon, and I never understood it as we got older because I kind of got into the sport after Jeff Gordon's like huge dominant run, like 2001, when he was kind of slowing down there. So it's kind of similar with Jimmie. Jimmie's on that little bit of a run.
Yeah, except he slowed down a lot. He's stopped basically. He's won a race for what is this? 2.5.
Yeah, it's since Dover 2017.
2016, wasn't it? Did he win in 17?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. 17.
Oh yeah, no, that was when he won 3, and then 16 was the championship, and then 2017 was
The beginning of the end.
So here
you hate to see.
Here's an interesting one for you. Do you remember Jimmie's big crash at Pocono when his brakes went out?
Similar to Bubba's.
Very similar to Bubba's.
Vaguely.
I remember.
He hit the wall pretty good. He won the week before at Dover, and he has not won since.
Maybe that wreck messed him up.
The crash that ended 7 times career.
That's actually that's an interesting idea. I've never heard that theory before.
Because it sort of blew my mind. He won 3 races in the first 12. He was like winning 25% of the time in 2017. Then he had the big crash.
First Pocono race, obviously, of the year.
Yeah. Then he had a big crash. Then he hasn't won since.
Jeez. He just kind of fell off since. Not even just not won.
Yeah.
Like, it's rare if he's getting like top 10s or stage wins. Yeah.
So this is pure speculation, but I haven't heard anyone like talk about that wreck like that before.
It's one of those like I didn't realize it until you said it type deals.
Well, I've always kind of compared it to kind of Tony Stewart's last couple of years. Like Tony was never the same when he tried to come back.
Yeah, after
just everything. It just felt like he just didn't have the confidence. It felt like just something was off. So maybe that's wrong with Jimmie too.
I
Side
only
note,
realized
Tony Stewart socked somebody recently.
that was great.
Yeah.
Full on deserved it. Haggling him, being a dick, and Tony put him in the freaking place. It was great. God, I love that.
I love him. He just doesn't care. It's great.
And then that guy that was filming or someone in the background was throwing around a bunch of profanity. Yeah, that was a good video.
I love that, you can see that kind of stuff turn up on Twitter.
That's why Tony Stewart fans got all the fans. That's why he got all his fans. He doesn't take crap from no one.
But I love him, and but there's things about him I don't love. But for the most part, I love him. My dad's a big fan of him as well.
Dude, his press conferences, my favorite.
His dirt connection, his personality, his no shit mentality.
Oh yeah,
the one time he threw it in reverse and drove over Brad Keselowski. Best time ever.
Yeah, that was a cool moment. I love.
Let Tony handle it.
Get me under yellow.
What you don't love to see on Twitter is what I saw from, I think it was Bowman Gray, the modifieds this week.
Jeez.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bowman Gray still has races?
That's just a weekly occurrence.
Bowman Gray's weekly, yeah.
Turn their cars into weapons, never just stands around and lets it happen.
There were 2 dudes straight up. It looked like friggin' Burnout Paradise Online when you drive like straight into each other to try and break the other dude's car.
Those are drivers that do not respect their crew whatsoever.
No, not at all. Those drivers that shouldn't be able to
control my temper and just I'll let bygones be bygones. I'm gonna let you guys spend tens of hours and thousands of dollars repairing this. So have fun.
Yeah, how can you just piss away money like that? Too? I don't.
Dude, he fully he drove
Trust
out,
fund kids,
did a 180 and just gunned it and drove into the guy.
Yeah, I got it up right now. He was going pretty quick back at him there.
But while you shouldn't place on that, it was back to the end of Pocono.
Yeah.
Did you see Ricky Stenhouse make matters worse for?
He tried to do the thing on Twitter.
Dude, that Kurt Busch tweet. Can we please talk about that Kurt Busch
Wait,
tweet?
Kurt Busch had a tweet about it?
Yeah,
Oh,
he replied
it was
to it.
fantastic.
Hold on, let's
Dude,
get that
I
up.
think what you're talking about, Ricky. He was replying to something Kurt said. I need to look up Kurt's thing right now. I don't want to misquote it.
Yeah. Let's get those up. Let's look at this Bowman Gray thing.
Oh my
All right,
God.
Kurt
What is
Busch.
happening? What is happening?
All right, here's what Kurt Busch.
This is Wreckfest happening. What is happening?
Like they're
This is
just
a Wreckfest stream.
hitting each other. Like
And then, yeah, the
Get
guy
out of
in
your cars and
180s.
punch each other, like dude, like guys.
Yeah.
Don't be freaking dumbasses.
No,
like
just
if I
tear
were the
car.
crew chief, I would get down off the box, walk over that, and sock the driver in the head because that is
Dude, I would.
just
Yeah, I would go Daniel
kill-
Suarez
kick the
on
guy's
my own
contract.
driver. Just drop him, hip check him.
Well, I don't know how they let the guys race ever again. Like they need to be.
They got to be suspended forever, like indefinitely.
Better be.
And if they don't get
arrested at
suspended, the
very
team
least.
owners, like, why would you want someone that does this?
Dude, if I ever did that and I was racing, no matter what series it was, it could be Formula One. If I ever did something that stupid, my dad would come out of the stands and rip me out of the car and beat me on national television. That is exactly what would happen. He could be 80 years old and he would do that.
Like this, you're
Like that-
endangering people. There's two track workers.
Yeah, those track workers, the guy filming.
They're just trying to get the driver out of the car safely, and here you are. Oh my god.
whipping a 180 to go back after him. Yeah. All right, before I forget, I got that Kurt Busch tweet in front of me.
Oh yeah, get that
All right.
get that up in here.
All right. After sleeping on it, I've decided to take the high road with the Stenhouse incident. Hopefully, he won't wreck me up there as well.
Oh,
I love that.
I mean, did Stenhouse feel like he got wronged in that situation because he was in like the worst spot? He was in the top. He was trying to force a 4 wide through turn 1. That was he got squeezed. That's what happens.
And then he
I haven't even
replied.
seen this wreck yet. I'm gonna watch it now for the first time.
The Stenhouse one?
Yeah, Stenhouse and Kurt.
He just tried to hang it around the outside and just couldn't. Like,
Yeah, it was kind of a racing deal. And then they're like in the back of the pack, and he still hooks them. It's like I don't get it.
Oh man, he hooked the 34. The 34 got up on
Yeah.
his side a little bit.
Yeah, I almost flipped.
yeah, because Stenhouse just dumped the guy, which is
He
like,
could have flipped.
It almost did flip somebody. A completely innocent Michael McDowell almost flipped for the second time in his
Dude,
career.
can we talk about how ever since Daniel Suarez hip checked him, McDowell's had one of the worst seasons I think I've ever seen in a Cup
hold on, let me look this up.
Series driver have.
When
Look how
what race was
McDowell's
that?
stats. It was like the 3rd or 4th race in the season. I think it was like Vegas or something. Yeah, ever since that, it's like every single week McDowell's been in some sort of wreck or had a DNF or something.
Oh my god.
Sounds like me in some of the racing leagues with him.
Oh, he got a top 5 at Daytona. I forgot about that.
Oh, well, it's Daytona.
Yeah, but still. Yeah, since then, his best finish, not at a plate race, is 15th.
Yikes.
That is a fat yikes.
How do we feel about the PJ1 compound being used?
What's his
as a
average
Pocono?
finish?
I'll look him on Racing Reference. Also, PJ1, working great.
They should put it every track, all of them, every single one.
Like, it turned New Hampshire into a great show.
Can you imagine PJ1 at Martinsville? That'd be awesome. 3 wide, all the way around the track. Matter of fact, let's put it on the pit road.
McDowell's
Put it
average
everywhere.
finish is 25.
Put in victory lane. His average finish?
Is 25.
Jeez.
Are they gonna
And they don't.
kick him
don't
from
even
that
have,
car?
Like 40 cars racing every single weekend. It's
Probably.
38 or 39 on average.
Who else
I mean, he
is
does have-
put in that car though?
He does have one of the gnarliest flips in NASCAR. I think that was
That's his career highlight.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate.
Seriously.
God, his career highlight is a flip.
Yikes. Matt Tift in the 36 has an average finish of 26.7.
Oh, so it sounds like he's on par.
Well, that's a rookie. His first year ever in the Cup Series. Am I wrong?
Yikes.
Or is that
David
right?
Reagan has a 26.6.
So it sounds like he's actually doing better.
All right,
He's
so I think the
actually
lesson
the
here
best
is.
front row guy.
So I think our lesson here is front row is not the greatest racing team. man.
Front row, more like front blow. Ayo.
Like back row motorsports. Am I right?
Except for that one time at Talladega.
Ayo.
Except for that once.
Yeah, so
Man.
McDowell was actually the best on that team right now.
God, how bad do you feel as a team owner when your best driver
Has an average
on
finish
your
of
team
20.
right now has an average finish of 25th?
They might cut a team, honestly. I wouldn't be
would
surprised
completely
if they cut the 38. David Reagan's
Yeah.
getting a little bit old there.
Get rid of McDowell. That 34 car is cursed. Had that wicked flip at Daga a couple years ago. Now
With Busch,
McDowell's just
yeah.
wrecking in it every single week.
It's like the 60 car in Xfinity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna die. Did you? Here's an interesting. I didn't realize how bad this was until I saw it. There were only 3 Fords in the Xfinity race in Iowa. 3 in the whole field.
That's weird because Fords like dominate the Cup Series.
Yeah. It's the 2
very
Stuart Haas cars, and what is it? Oh, the Penske car. That's it. The 98, the 00, and the 22, and then plus the 12
very
whenever
strange.
it runs. And that's it. The rest of the field is either Chevy or Toyota. It's like the
You know, I do love the new Super look, I have to say. It's pretty.
Oh, it's really gross.
yeah. I gotta say, first time I saw it, I was like, this is kind of weird. I'm loving it now, honestly. Seriously, like it's. I see a Camry and I'm like, ew, what is that?
Yeah.
Is Ford gonna like shut down their Xfinity program if no one is racing them anymore?
Well, Roush doesn't have an Xfinity program anymore, right?
Yeah, Roush is gone.
So I would-
All they've got is Penske and Stuart Haas.
I would
Who's doing
assume
well.
that they're going to
I mean, Custer's having a hell
either.
of a season. Briscoe just won.
I would assume they're going to you're going to try to flip some teams over, or they're just going to cut it entirely. Or or if they just leave what they got. Honestly, like they're still doing well with the 3 that they have.
Yeah, I'm just concerned if there's going to be like another big like body and chassis change. That's a big investment that I don't know if they're willing to make, but we'll see.
I mean, what else are they going to put in the Xfinity series?
Yeah, exactly.
A Focus, like, come on.
No, I mean when there's a new generation of cars at some point.
I want to see
Go
Dodge
back
come
to the
back.
future.
Please come back, Dodge. I miss you so much.
I feel
miss
like
you so much.
every year we're getting rumors of Dodge is coming back.
want
Oh,
Dodge to come
guys,
back.
look, some guy at Dodge
Dodge,
said
please
this
come
one
back.
thing.
Dodge, come back.
Nissan.
I miss you so.
Hey, Dodge is up here. They have
BMW.
like factory support in the Pinty series, and it's amazing.
I know. I just want them to come back.
And Andrew Ranger in the friggin' Mopar car is in the points lead right now, and he is just winning left, right, and center.
Here's what we do.
Love that.
We
guy.
do exactly what happened to Ray Evernham. We take somebody from the 24 crew and give them their own team full of Dodges. That's what happened to Ray Evernham. We can do it to Chad Knaus.
Chad
will
Knaus
be
Motorsports
the
in a bunch
the
of Dodge
Chaddest of
Challengers.
Motorsport. Super Chad Motorsports.
Where cars never pass the post-race inspection.
So
They would look damn good, wouldn't they? Oh my god.
on the topic of crew chiefs, they
Jimmie Johnson.
yeah, they kicked out Mandeering from the Ford. No, they didn't kick him out. I think they just demoted him. And they brought some random dude up. Who was it? Their car chief or like their technical guy or something?
Oh.
We're,
I just heard about it
We're not
today.
a
I didn't
news
see who it
report,
was.
so look it up yourself.
But this really just proves that Jimmie sucks to work with.
Basically,
left.
yeah.
Kevin
Well,
Meandering left.
did
Been
Chad?
through
This
now
guy's probably
3
gonna-
crew chiefs in the last calendar year.
Wow. Wow.
They're that desperate to get him a win. They're just going through crew chiefs with him like crazy.
At some point, they're gonna realize that maybe it's not a crew chief problem.
Hang it up, old man.
Yeah, get him out of there.
Hey, the last
Get him
time
out of here.
somebody told somebody they were washed up, they went out and finished second in a race and told Ed Sound had to eat their ass. So you watch what you say. I mean,
But,
you
like,
hate
all
to
the
see
greats.
Jimmy do so bad, but I would feel a lot better. Like I would feel worse if his paint scheme wasn't so terrible. So like I don't want to see that thing. in victory
We've
lane.
talked extensively about how ugly that car is. Yeah. Basically, from the start
Not
of the
surprising,
season,
though.
the Supra has grown on me. That Ally paint scheme has not. Still gross. Still
It's-
disgusting.
I didn't mind it right off the bat, but it's starting to wear on me a little bit.
Oh, it's bad, dude.
I mean, there were some opportunities that they could have improved on, but it's just I thought it would be more timeless. It's just
Yeah, I'm completely neutral on it.
I hate it.
Don't hate it or like it.
Sucks.
I hate it as well.
Hendrick, hit me up. I'll design you a new one
Poor Jimmie.
for free.
Here's my
His
portfolio.
swan song years, he's running a crappy paint scheme.
Dude, he's got to
Whereas
just.
Richard always had that nice 43 petty blue.
He's got to Terry Labonte the thing and just run throwbacks for like a part-time schedule, and that's it.
yeah.
Who do they put in that car though? If Jimmy's gone.
Who they got?
Knock Ragson because he's not doing well.
Let's see who. Well, they can't steal Bell from Toyota because he's slated for the Gibbs ride.
Yeah, he's and Gibbs is not going to give.
There's
it
no way
Ross
Gibbs is gonna
Chastain
land
to
hot
the
as fuck.
48.
Let's
Yo,
do it.
Ross Chastain to the 48. Freaking give it to me and paint it like a watermelon.
Florida Watermelon 48. Yeah, I like the sound of that. I mean, who else would they
Ross,
be?
heard it here
Ross
first, folks.
Chastain.
He might be able to steal Reddick for a year while RCR figures out what they got going.
Man, RCR is a mess.
I mean, I can't
They're
believe
doing better.
I
but they're
can't
still a
believe
mess.
Junior gave away Reddick. But I don't know. I guess after that year he had where he only won 2 races, it sort of made sense.
And the championship, didn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, he won Homestead and he won Daytona, and that was it.
That's
And
all
then
he
I was
needed to
like,
win.
okay, I guess they'll send him off. And then he goes to RCR, and now he's just winning everything. It's a rough call on Dale's part there.
And he
That's
wins
okay.
some, you lose some. You still got a good stock roster.
It's crazy you pointed that out, that Jimmie hasn't won a race since a bad Pocono wreck.
Right? This is it. This is the
I think you're onto something seriously.
this is why Jimmie Johnson hasn't won a race in the past 2.5 years.
There's like a... Richard had that... Was it 1988 when he had that bad Daytona 500 wreck, and then he basically went winless for like his last few years? And maybe that's Jimmie's bad wreck.
Can you just put up a picture of Jimmie wrecked and just play like in the arms of an angel behind it? Like just
Sarah McLaughlin up in here.
Oh my
some Sarah McLaughlin. Because I really do think you're onto something as well. I would agree with the rest of the group here.
Yeah, that was a hell of a revelation. I never even thought of that.
I only saw it because they were going over Pocono stuff.
Because, I mean, it happens to a lot of the greats. I mean, Richard, yeah, he went his last few years kind of really in a big slump. Dale, aside from that Atlanta finish and that Talladega one in 2000, he kind of didn't have too many wins his last few years.
Dude, I forgot about that wreck, honestly.
And then
pull this up.
what happened to Jamie? Because I remember Jamie got involved like afterwards. I think he like ran over some debris of Jimmy's like brake caliper exploding or something.
Yeah, and then he got the wall really good too.
Poor Jamie Mack.
Did Jimmie
guy.
get a concussion from this?
Probably.
It looks like it. Here, I'll put the video in the thing.
I'd be
There you go.
surprised if he didn't. It's a hell of an impact.
Like, he got it good. And
Yeah,
Jamie Mack jumps out of his car while it's moving.
Like the way Jimmy's sitting down next to the wall right there. That's
and like this is the week after he won the race.
Well, you should do it. Do some sort of video like before
Yeah, this is
Danny
it.
or
This is the
Jared or-
video right here.
or the crash that ended 7 times career.
Right here.
well, it's crazy because at the time we were talking about how smart of a move it was for him to yank it left and then back it up kind of rear first as opposed to doing what kind of a Bubba Wallace driving it straight in there.
But it's a solid hit, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, that's
and
it's
there
big.
there is no crumple there.
It's big. It's a big time.
Like, there's some safer barrier, but that. Oh my god.
Do you remember during some Dale Jr. interview where he said in certain wrecks, like if he hit the wall hard enough, you could literally feel like his organs like shift in his body.
Oh.
Like that
Reading
probably.
the comment. Yeah, reading the comments here, somebody, I don't know if it's true or not. They said Jimmie Johnson thought this was the most significant hit since his 2000 Watkins crash.
I'm not surprised.
He hit that wall. Got to be going 185 easy.
Oh my god.
He was 201 at the end of the straightaway. Yeah, there's no way he scrubbed off a whole ton of speed.
Yeah, because he didn't even go through as much grass as Bubba did in his crash.
Yeah, one person commented Jimmie hasn't won a race since this crash. That was 7 months ago.
More
It's
evidence
still
that we
true.
should get rid of Pocono.
Nah, just put a chicane there. You'll be good. Pocono Roval.
Chicane.
Pocono Roval.
They have a road course, kind of.
No, that
No, that's
road
where they
course
park
sucks.
the campers and drive through.
Yeah, I know.
Did you ever see that that Southpaw Racer super serious track guide on the Pocono road course?
No.
Oh, you gotta see it.
The way he sits down against the wall is exactly like Bubba, too, isn't it?
Bubba sat on his car. Down against his car, though.
Oh.
They red flagged the race for that.
I mean, they
bad
should.
wrecks have been in turn 1 at Pocono over the years.
I mean, you're going
wanna hear what he said.
200. Like,
Way too many.
yeah.
I mean, this one, the Bubba one, Jeff Gordon,
Kenny
Dale
Schrader.
Earnhardt's flip, Kenny Schrader, that Greg Sachs flip from like 1989.
You are like a NASCAR crash encyclopedia.
Okay, that one
Cody.
was a
I know.
This guy's just. I haven't even heard of most of these.
What do you mean? The only one that was like the only obscure one I said. The other one I said was Dale's wreck, which is like a famous one.
I know. I'm just saying, man. Like that.
No, I know. I'm not disagreeing, but I didn't in this particular situation. I didn't say any references.
I only know
to
the
Adams.
Kenny Schrader one because of your video doing it.
Well, I'll show you the other two then. I'll find links to the other two.
Bubba hit it.
But Bubba's young. Jimmie's old.
Slams the wall.
Oh, man. President break a hip.
Yeah, none of the replays show Bubba's at full speed. They kind of slow him down through the whole thing.
Probably a
They just
bad
catch
sign.
the tail end of it.
Here's Dale's that I just mentioned for those of you that haven't seen it.
I haven't, honestly.
Oh, really? Dude, this is totally his fault. I don't know what he was doing to, I think, Tim Richmond in front of him, but he just, like, basically spun him going into one. And then he ends up-
what?
Wow.
Oh!
Wow.
Jeez. He almost went
Yeah, he was
over.
way too aggressive. So, yeah, that was turn 1 at Pocono.
Yeah, I don't know. They're just going so fast down that straightaway.
And here's the other one I just mentioned. Also turn 1
Greg
at Pocono.
Sachs.
This one was bad.
Lake speed. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Lake Speed like lost his brakes or something, and he like tried another brake failure, and then he ended up taking out.
Oof.
They
And
do-
it's a 48.
The angle he takes there. He broke the wall.
Yeah, majorly broke the wall.
Oh my god.
Around a minute in, there's like a replay that shows it.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
He was just a victim.
Oh.
Yeah, they broke the wall. He ramps off and then just barrel rolls like 5 or 6 times.
He almost went through the damn thing.
So yeah, lesson learned.
Turn
Pocono
one,
is
Pocono.
dangerous as hell.
God, they smoked that wall. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I love the Greg Sachs running around after he got out of his car thing. That's kind of interesting. It's like, oh my god, I'm alive.
And not to bring up like dark stuff like this, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't that Justin Wilson, wasn't Sage Karam spinning that caused the wreck? Wasn't that coming out of turn 1?
Dude, Pocono NASCAR is dangerous. Pocono IndyCar is just insane.
Let's just
Yeah, I
get
don't
rid
know
of
why
it.
they still race there.
Like,
Genuinely.
they're straight up hurting their drivers.
The track is a good concept. It just doesn't work in real life.
Yeah.
It's cool on paper.
It's just too big and too much brake use, I think.
Yeah.
It's too big. The end of it is too flat. But like,
Turn 1's just so dangerous.
what are you gonna do? Just stop racing the place? In IndyCar, yes, but in NASCAR, I think they should still do at least one race there a season. This double header thing's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked they decided maybe they'll do it in the future, but I'm shocked they didn't make one of those races a roval or a road course race.
They don't have like an actual. You know what they should do? They should just build a road course at Pocono. Because
They have a little bit of something down, I think, in the turn 3 area, but I personally think turn 3 is the best
Yeah.
one at Pocono.
Turn 3, the Pocono Roval is basically they go backwards, and instead of turn 3, there's basically like 3 little squiggles that you take in the infield that takes you to like the straightaway after the tunnel turn.
I've driven it in iRacing. It's not so much a roval as it is you just drive on the like campground roads in the middle of it.
Yeah, I believe it.
What if
Like
they
you
took,
just
like,
go
a
back
mile
and
out of the
forth.
track?
Well, what are they going to do?
Shorten the straights.
How?
2 long straights.
Are they going to move the turns?
Yes,
What?
that would be the only way to do that. But yeah, if it was like a 1.5 mile track, it might be less terrible.
I like.
I'm not saying it's conventional and or doable, but
Yeah.
we're just more waxing
I
philosophical
I
about
love
it.
the uniqueness, but it's that uniqueness that makes it so dangerous.
Or a lot of these wrecks we've seen, the Jeff Gordon one, Bubba Wallace, Jimmie Johnson, that Lake Speed, all of them basically have been brake failure, and then they panic and then turn left and start trying to slow down the car. The driver should go through some sort of training course or something to get like ingrained into their nature. If they go into like a turn and their brakes drop, immediately turn right to go hit the wall, as opposed to like dropping down lower and lower where the impact's going to be way greater once they actually do come back up. You know what I mean?
Here's something weird. What if there was like a runoff area on the outside of turn 1?
Where are you going to put it?
Outside of turn 1.
It doesn't have to be huge.
There's a banking down there, so like if you go over, like, if you put anything on there, it's going to have to.
No, I mean build up at least like a little bit of something to slow them down, or just put like bigger like Tech Pro barriers or something, because people just keep getting that wall. Like it's not like there's fans sitting on the other side. I think they should just put like a really big, really, really protective wall there,
Just like a quarter-mile runoff area.
or just like a double, triple safer barrier.
Double, triple decker.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like something's got to be done. Otherwise, we're just going to keep having these.
I mean, yeah, I feel it's at least once a year there's some sort of major incident at Pocono and
In
some series, if not multiple.
I'm just a humble banker who waxes philosophical about things on a podcast and streams video games. They should hire engineers to fix the track.
Hey, Pocono, y'all hiring? Call me in like a year. We'll make it work. But like, you can't just stop racing there. I don't know.
We had other things to talk about.
I mean, we've been going for a while. I just looked at the clock. It's been like...
But before we shut it down, just got one.
What's up? Sorry, you cut out.
Fuck Ed.
Yeah.
What a dingus.
Fuck,
Yeah.
Soundhead, man.
There's your opening clip. 'Cause you know he's going to open it and just hear that immediately.
Just open it and just hear, "Hey Ed, fuck you."
Should we like coordinate like all of us saying it in like harmony
Oh, yeah.
together?
Oh, yeah. All right, everyone on 3. Fuck Ed. 1, 2, 3.
Fuck
Ed. It's a
There's-
bum.
That's your intro.
Fuck 'em.
There's your fucking intro.
What a dink. And just like that, we end Outlap episode 0.4 just as we started. I hope you all enjoyed this little bit of a lighter show this week, as we had only 4 of us as opposed to the usual busy, crazy 7-person chaos. As usual, we'll be back next week with another roundup and motorsport discussion and all sorts of fun little tidbits. If you enjoyed the show, please leave a like, leave a comment. What did you like? What did you not like? And that's basically it. We're getting into the swing of things now. We've done 5 of these episodes. Maybe we're gonna get to number 1 soon. We're getting there. Things are happening. We've been going for like over a month now. Thanks for your support, and I'll see you guys later.